So some people have said I've made too many videos about Brittany Renner, but I think they're wrong. I don't think I've made enough videos about Brittany Renner. If you want me to be totally honest with you guys, I don't think no, just because I find her to be, just physically, she's everything I've ever wanted in a woman. But it's just that mentally, she's just kind of, she's a little bit of a phenomenon when it comes to like thoughts and like attention whores and all of that jazz, mostly because she's so unabashed, and she's such a clear, beautiful example. It's just, I don't even understand. Like I said, there could be a whole course on like thoughts and attention seeking behavior, and it just could be all on Brittany Renner. So in lieu of that, since I seem to talk about her so much, I noticed I actually stopped following her escapades for a long while. I knew she was dating this guy named PJ Washington, and I didn't know what he did. I didn't even know who he was. I just saw like, he met the family. Excuse me. Then she got pregnant. She had a baby, and I was like, oh, huh, all right. Looks like she's on the straight and narrow. Foolish. Now, the reason why I was sitting here thinking that he was on the straight and narrow was because, like, I read her book, and her book, Judge This Cover. I read her book, and I had hope that perhaps going through this therapeutic journey of thinking about 7 relationships that really kind of affected her mentally and emotionally would probably put her on track of attempting to undo or unpack the damage that was done. And then I saw that PJ Washington was actually an athlete, and I was like, I see. So all that shit you talked meant nothing. Judge This Cover is actually, it started as a pretty good book. It kind of ended like crap, and which I've actually made a book review of it, which we're not really even here for. What we're really here for actually is the fact that Brittany broke up with PJ Washington, right? Well, they broke up. It was a mutual split, And I remember feeling incredibly sad. I remember I heard the news. It was like an article I saw, and this was my reaction here. I felt like this.
僕はふざけるなバカ野郎
And the reason why I felt so distraught, so crushed, as one would say, is because I was like, damn, that's another kid that's going to grow up without their father. Right out the gate. Unfortunately. And it's right out the gate. It's not like with me, I'm different, from most people. Because my dad left physically, but he never became unavailable to me. In fact, if I could call and talk to my dad right now, I feel I'm pretty fortunate in this regard. I'm pretty lucky. But then at the same time, the misfortune of like not having my dad live with me as I grew up by itself is not fortunate. It's not a good thing, regardless. It's good I can still talk to him. It's good I could still hang out with him and see him. But should I have had to like grow up without him like in my life and like seeing him every day and him living with me? No. Honestly, I grew up with my dad for much of my development, like up until I was around like 11, like 10 to 11, when my parents, when the divorce wasn't official until like a couple of years after he left, I think, but like, what real difference does it make, it was, so I had him around for a while, for much of, my life, growing up, so I could feel the stark difference, between having my dad live with us and him not living with us, right? So I know like that flip, that straight difference. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also, again, I'm still fortunate enough to that I can still call him, I can still talk to him, but but at the same time, I still know what it's like to not have him around. I still know what it's like, to not see him every day, to not be in contact with him every day, not talk to him, every day. I know what that's like, and it's not a fate I wish on anyone. It's and that's kind of why, like, I really like the thing about like with Brittany Renner and like PJ Washington. The reason why any relationship really matters, is the people that get made from it. That's why it's about. I know a lot of people. You probably wondered why would I talk about? Why would I care? And really, in all actuality, if they didn't reproduce, I wouldn't give a damn. Like like meh. But it's because they did. Now, someone who did nothing wrong has to pay the piper. They've got to pay the cost of what their mom was trying to do, what their mom did. What their father's ridiculous nonsense led them to, right? Because when you really think about it for a second, you'll notice, I say this a lot of people use relationships as validation machines. A lot of people, they don't date each other with any clear purpose or intention. Conservatives mostly do that. People in the Midwest mostly do that. Simple people mostly do that. People in the internet age, not really. People in metropolitan areas, not really. They don't really operate like that. And so it was obvious to me, it wasn't obvious. I had hoped that Brittany was more self-aware. I had hoped that she was on track of being a better woman. I had hoped. But then at the same time, it's like, I must invoke one of my favorite cards from Dr. Phil. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So it's like, as much as you would hope, you can't really be surprised. And it's interesting, PJ was making posts on the Instagram, and he was talking about you can't really build. He said something. You can't really build a kingdom with a woman that still wants attention from the village. And I just sat there kind of befuddled, because I was like, do you know who you were dating, you dumb son of a bitch? Did you not read the book that she wrote? It's like a manual for like how your relationship is going to go, brother. She wrote a whole book about how all of her relationships failed. Huh? It's like if there's Brittany Renner is the last woman on earth that you could be shocked or surprised about when they're hungry for attention. That is the last person. She wrote a and it's like this is you chose this woman, right? There's no way you couldn't have known, right? And that's kind of the thing that gets me. You can't have sympathy for any person that walks up to a rattlesnake and just puts their hand on its head. If you could touch its head before it strikes at you, there's gotta be a certain point where someone does something dangerous, and you can't even blame the animal. You can't even blame the scorpion. If there's a scorpion, right, and you walk up are we really going to be like, wow, man, that scorpion is so nasty for stinging his hand and hurting? If I walk into a forest and I see a bear and I go, hey, Mr. Bear, and then I take my whip like I'm Simon Belmont and just whip the bear, and the bear turns around and mauls me. Who in the world's going to be like, man, that bear, tisk tisk, that bear, Oh, that bear. Oh, what a mean, cruel bear who hurt this innocent vampire hunter. Woe is me. What's the point of my analogies, guys? The point of my analogies is there's got to be a certain point where you know you're messing with something dangerous. You know you're messing with something that's going to hurt you. That you can't be surprised. You can't be mad. You can't clap back. You can't clap back at Brittany. And anyone that deals with Brittany Renner from this point forward is shame on you. There's no Brittany Renner is absolved. Which I know it sounds like I'm simping, but seriously, she's absolved of any, wow, what a vile, cruel woman for having sex with a dude and having his baby for child. She's gone. No, she told you she was going to do that when she wrote her book about how she ruined every relationship she had was terrible or bad or problematic. What and it's like, and the reason why I kind of want the reason why we need to talk about this, right? There's a very important reason we need to talk about this, right? Because, like I said, the reason why I talk about Brittany Renner so much is just because she's just a great example of just, of attention whoring, thoughty behavior, of just this hunger, this need, this desire to have attention. She's just the best one of just doing dumb, stupid shit in her relationships. She's perfect. Because she's not really special in such regard, like at all. She's just not. There's plenty of Brittany Renners in the world, lots of them, and the whole point of like making a lot of these YouTube videos is there's numerous reasons, but this is kind of part of one of the reasons why. Is trying to help you guys, in the audience, identify these behaviors in these women and to not go up to the coiled rattlesnake and dip your hand down into its nest. To help you guys say, hold on, wait a minute, this woman wrote a literal book on how every relationship she's had has failed. So I must either use the knowledge presented to me to make this relationship work, or I'll take it as a manual of how I should not engage with this woman and leave. The last thing I should ever do is like ejaculate in her and then like wait 9 months for her to give birth to my child. That would be a little stupid. But the thing is, a lot of dudes, what happens, the problem is, their desire for women, their desire for validation usually, is a lot stronger than wisdom. It's a lot stronger than being wise. It's a lot stronger than foresight, than like really thinking about like the life your children are going to have, the destiny that is set upon them. And again, that's why this stuff is important. This stuff is really important. Again, it's not because of like, it's like, if you really even can consider Britney a celebrity, it's not because like rich, stupid, dumbass NBA players have children and then get ran for child support. It's that their children don't have fathers. It's not the money. Who cares about the man? The man makes more money than he'll ever be able to spend realistically if he's smart. Now, if he's a dumbass, he'll bleed through all of it. But if he was smart, he would make more money than once again he'll ever be able to spend reasonably. He's got money for child support. It's dumb. To me, it's ridiculous to say, oh, whoa, folly, oh no, women use athletes for child support. That's like, sure. It's wrong. Here's the thing, it is wrong. Like, it is a terrible thing to do, to bring a child into this world, to use them as a tool to just get a paycheck. Yeah. But why are these guys having sex with these women? Why do these guys not have the wisdom to think critically? Why are these guys giving the dick to women that are to women who are so awful and cruel and vain and disgusting and fake? You couldn't see through all the nonsense? Come on, man, come on. It gets to a certain point where it's like, you kind of did it to yourself. You can't even be upset with Brittany. It's like the scorpion and the frog. Actually, no, not even the scorpion. The scorpion, kind of lied. I guess the scorpion lied. Brittany Renner wrote a whole. It's like the scorpion and the frog, where the scorpion was like, "Yo, can you take me across the lake?" And the frog was like, "Yeah, but you're a scorpion." And the scorpion says, "Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna sting you." I've stung every other single frog that's tried to take me across here. And then the frog is like, okay. That's what that would be like. You have a whole manual on how this relationship is gonna fail, and you still engage in it anyway. It's remarkable. It really is to me. And like I said, the reason why I think this is important, the reason why I like talking about this stuff, is hopefully I can help you guys and your children, avoid this fate. Avoid the fate of reproducing with attention-seeking women. Avoid the fate of like being a beautiful woman. Even as a young lady. Hopefully I can get some young lady. Probably not very many, but the hope that I can get you guys to see that this isn't the path. That materialistic gain, getting money, it's not the path. Your children are going to suffer. The people you gave birth to are going to suffer. They're not going to be in the best position in life just because they have money. They need their fathers, and they need a mom that gives a damn about them. So if you don't care about your kids, if you don't want them, please just remove your cloning factory. You know what I'm saying? Just firebomb your cloning factory. Just become infertile. I don't care. I don't care if you can't hurt anyone else. If you want to destroy your own life, by all means, go ahead. I can't stop you. But don't have children. Don't ruin them. They didn't do anything wrong. And that's what's important. The problem is your babies, they don't do anything wrong, man. And they always have to fit the bill. They always have to suffer. And it doesn't have to be that way. So please, firebomb your cloning. Destroy it. Get it removed. I don't care what you do. I really don't. If you don't want kids, if you don't care about then don't reproduce. I don't care. If you want to go around and be an awful snake to people, I can't stop you, I really can't. But please, if there's any shred of kindness in your heart, any bit of it, and perhaps I'm over here begging. I'm begging you to care about your own children. How ridiculous is that? This may fall on deaf ears, but it's like, guys, young men, you guys, you got to think hard about the woman you're being with, man. You got to think hard. You have to respect that. You have to understand that all WAP is not good WAP. Okay, you have to. It's your life. It's your children's lives that are on the line. You gotta respect that. You have to. And if you don't, again, if you don't want, if you're like, I don't want to have kids, don't have sex, then get a vasectomy. Remove yourself from the gene pool. Fine, that's your prerogative. I can't stop you. But if you're going to engage, be wise, man. Think critically. Think hard. Have respect for yourself. If no one else, respect yourself and your own time and your own investments, please. And if you can't respect that, then respect your children. Do something. Try, because this is awful. And this shit doesn't need to keep happening. It shouldn't keep happening. So let's at least try to give some kind of a damn about our babies. Can we try? Please? Please? Probably not. So that being said, I just hope you guys got something out of today's video. You probably didn't, but if you did, man, go and click that subscribe button. Come in the comments below. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.